How many people here have invested in the stock market or know that marijuana stocks exist? A fair number. And for those of you that know, you probably know that the market's sold off pretty poorly since March. The purpose of my business is to basically protect you from these types of sell-offs and these types of issues. While I was working at Raymond James Financial, I was working in the equity research department. Spent around 7 months there answering phone calls from advisors, acting as an intermediary between the research analysts and the advisors to answer the questions that these advisors have about stocks. And from January 2nd on, we got probably 500 phone calls from advisors asking about the marijuana industry and the stocks involved and which ones are good. Unfortunately, due to how regulated the finance industry is, we had to basically give them a canned comment stating we don't cover any of these stocks, we don't have an opinion on them, and they pretty much lead their clients to investing blindly. You compound out with the sell-off that occurred, and everyone lost a lot of money. Technical 420 was designed to be an all-encompassing platform that provides our research and analysis on 100 publicly traded companies in the industry. Currently, there's around 200 companies that are publicly traded, and these companies vary from market caps over the size of 1 billion to some a little bit less than $1 million, and that's really small for those of you who are not aware. This industry is growing at a rapid rate, and there's no point, and it's impossible to stop all the progress that's been made. You've seen the House of Representatives come out and even pass bills that are pro-marijuana, and that's a pretty rare occurrence for the government to do much at all. So seeing them take that step, preventing the DEA from raiding these companies or operations that are in states where marijuana is legal for medicinal or recreational use, was a big step taken by the House of Representatives. Currently, there's over probably 150 companies, but we'd only say about 40 are legitimate. And since March of this year, there's been 9 companies suspended by the SEC. They've had their trading suspended, which led to the stocks to sell off, causing an overall liquidity to dry up in the industry and causing a lot of institutions to get out and kind of stay away. And this has been a cause for concern for many investors, but with every problem comes opportunity, and it's time to capitalize, and this market's primed for this explosion that has never been seen before. Hindsight's 2020, and if you could have invested in the internet, you could have invested in oil, could have invested in cigarettes or alcohol before they got big, you probably wouldn't be here today, because Altria was a penny stock, Anheuser-Busch was a penny stock, Google was a penny stock, Tiffany's, Nike, the list goes on. It's amazing how many companies had so much scrutiny towards the beginning of their time, but now they're household names. My goal is to help everyone that visits our site get an understanding of the companies in this industry from a non-biased approach. We utilize Thomson Reuters to get real-time data, real-time quotes, and be able to get the information out to our audience as fast as possible. One of the policies I've instituted at my company is that no one in the firm is allowed to take money from any companies or allowed to trade any stocks. We've received offers from a lot of these companies to pump up their stock by providing a positive research report on them. However, we're refrained to do so because due to the conflicts of interest with that and the fraud associated with it, our goal is to be the Bloomberg of the industry and be able to provide everyone with information that you can't get elsewhere. We're proud to say we're the first cannabis company to be utilizing a market sentiment analysis tool which helps data mine all tweets that go on Twitter from a company called Icentium. And this helps us, this gives us the ability to refine our analysis and able to see how the market's changing, which then therefore gives us the ability to give better stock picks. From August to September, we were able to generate over a 600% return, which is pretty good since we were in a down market. Coming up with the election, the market's just poised to grow even more with a lot of companies moving their operations to Florida and New York. We provide a lot of analysis, seeing where these companies are levered, and giving you guys the ability to capitalize on this growth. The industry's not just a bunch of people selling pot anymore. You have pharmaceutical companies, nutraceutical companies, vaporizers, edibles, transportation, irrigation, security, you name it. It's amazing, and it's just getting bigger and bigger. We expect to see a lot of consolidation between these companies, and we are helping a lot of these companies actually consolidate with other strong players to make them a little bit better viable. We are bringing in big players into the industry and getting a lot of big money to help back some of these companies so they have a better business model and better long-term growth potential. It's a long road ahead of these companies, but if you're able to get in on the ground floor, you're poised to do a lot better than The institutions, once they get on board, probably a year down the line. Aside from that, we are coming out with a consulting company, which will be helping private companies or people who want to start up a business, give them the tools. So let's say open up a shop, open up a dispensary, open up Grow Solutions. Due to the relations we have with all these managers and management and CEOs of these companies, we've been able to create deals with them so they will actually help teach people how to open up a shop and how to open up a company and hopefully one day go public if that's the route they want to go. It's a long process that requires a lot of funding, so we have also brought in lawyers, financiers, and people that help set up the whole going public process through if you want to do traditional IPOs or reverse mergers. It's pretty funny to say that the stock market is taking off, even though there's still a negative connotation with this industry, and it's only a matter of time. I mean, Schedule I label states that you have no medicinal benefits, and there's absolutely no, it's got a higher risk of abuse. And this is a stronger label than they have on cocaine or meth, which blows my mind, and it's kind of off. So once they remove that Schedule I label, we see a huge opportunity for a lot of these companies, and it's just going to present a major catalyst for a lot of growth in this industry. I know I've probably thrown a lot of information at you guys, so if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer any of them. We're helping with that process. We have a few lawyers and financiers that help fund the companies and can do them through reverse mergers or through traditional IPOs. Nothing else? Well, my final thing to say is that everyone should go out to the elections in November and vote, because the only way we can move this industry forward is by electing smarter policymakers to enact smarter policies. I really appreciate the opportunity to be speaking in front of you guys.